Students, today we are going to start this topic nuclear structure. Protons, neutrons and positron. Now protons is what you know very well. It is a fundamental particle of matter which are found inside the nucleus. The number of protons in nucleus of the atom of some element is called atomic number. So actually we get the atomic number from the number of protons in the nucleus of an atom. For example, there are 92 protons in nucleus of uranium, so atomic number of uranium will be 92. This is the first significance. By proton bombardment, one element can be converted into another element. In 1932, Crockford and Walton produced alpha particle, that is the helium nucleus, by bombarding the protons on lithium. So you can see the reaction. On lithium they have bombarded and proton. So this is proton, a hydrogen nucleus. Hydrogen nucleus is also, you can consider it to be a proton because it contains only proton, nothing, no neutron. Hydrogen. So then we are getting what? Helium. So we are getting what? 2 helium nuclei. Okay. Mercury is bombarded with proton to get gold. But this gold is unstable. Neutron. Until 1920, 3 particles, electron, proton and alpha particles were known. All these 3 charged particles. In 1920, Rutherford suggested that there should be a particle of mass equal to the mass of proton but having no charge. So Rutherford observed that there is a particle in the nucleus which has no charge, but it has the mass which is almost equal to the mass of proton. Chadwick postulated that the rays obtained by bombarding beryllium with alpha particles are not gamma rays. And he found that this ray to be what? A mass of neutrons. And he found that these rays are not gamma rays, but they are containing some positive charge, some neutral particles. And later on it was discovered as neutron. Okay. Now neutron is a particle which has no charge but mass almost roughly equal to the mass of proton. Okay. Properties. Neutron is the fundamental particle of matter and is found inside the nucleus along with the proton. Its mass is this much, 1.675 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg. It is uncharged, means it has no charge, neither positive nor negative. Being chargeless, neutron does not ionize the gases through which it passes. So this is the properties of neutron. The most important property of neutron is that on striking an atom, it easily enters the nucleus of the atom. Because it is chargeless, so there will be no Coulombic repulsion, no electrostatic repulsion. So that is why neutron was used as a very important projectile in the nuclear reactions, better than the charged particles like proton or electron. Okay, so these are the uses. In neutron find many applications in, so you can see read the uses from here. Now let's come to positron. What is positron? Positron is a positively charged particle having the same mass and charge as that of the electron. This is the having the same mass and charge as negative electron has, but only the difference is that this charge is positive. Means the positron is a positive charged particle. But what is the difference of this with proton? The mass of positron is equal to the mass of electron, which is much less than the mass of a proton. So you can say that proton is the antiparticle of electron. Why? Because the charge of proton is opposite to electron, and it is called positive. That is why positrons are also called positive electron. Okay. A positron has extremely short life of the order of microseconds. It is readily annihilated by combining an electron with the surrounding. Okay. So it is a very short life period. Nuclear size. From the Rutherford's experiment, we have seen that size of the nucleus is about the order of 10 to the power minus 15 meter. Okay, the size of the nucleus is of the order of 10 to the power minus 15 meter. Okay, the experiment shows that volume of nucleus is directly proportional to the number of nucleons. Okay, the volume of nucleus is directly proportional to the number of nucleons. The volume of nucleus, let us consider a nucleus to be spherical of radius capital R. So 4/3 pi r cube, this is the volume of nucleus, is proportional to the mass number A. So from here we get R proportional to A to the power 1/3. So here we are introducing a constant which is called the empirical constant, whose value is experimentally found to be roughly 1.2 into 10 to the power minus 15 meter. So from here we are getting now, so R is equal to R0 10 to the power minus 15 meter. Now 10 to the power minus 15 is Fermi F. So we can say R is equal to 1.2 into A to the power 1/3 F. So this is the radius of the nucleus, 1.2 into 10 to the power minus 15 meter into the cube root of the mass number, Now nucleus shape. So generally the shape of nucleus are spherical. Some may deviate, but the deviations are very small. Now density. Let m be the average mass of a nucleon. So and the mass number is A. So mass number is means what? The number of the nucleons. Mass number is the number of nucleons. So if m is, because in the nucleus the nucleons, protons and neutrons have roughly the same mass. So let this be m. So m is equal to, this is what? This capital M is what? The total mass of the nucleus is equal to m into A. Now R is the radius of the nucleus, the volume of nucleus considering to be a sphere is 4/3 pi r cube, and as we have seen, we have applied this formula that R cube is equal to R0 cube A. So from here we are getting that R cube is equal to R0 cube A. So density is what? Mass by volume. So mass we have taken this and volume is this. So from here we are getting this formula for density. Thus density is independent of A. It means that density of the nuclei of all atoms is almost the same. Density of nucleus of all atoms is almost same, because here you can see there is no factor of Z. Okay, there is no factor of atomic number or such thing that can vary. So that is why this is the constant. Putting the values of all this, we are getting that we will be surprised to know that there is no substance on earth which has the density equal to the density of nucleus. It is about 10 to the power 14 times than ordinary density of ordinary matter, say anything, iron, water, whatever we have on the surface of earth. And this high density is the cause of the neutron star. Okay, so you can see the huge amount of density of the nucleus. Artificial or induced radioactivity. See, radioactivity is a natural phenomenon, no doubt, but it can be induced. Means if we bombard any neutron or any other charged particle on a non-radioactive, then it will convert it into a radioactive isotope. This is called artificial or induced radioactivity. For example, on boron, if you charge an alpha particle, the boron is not a radioactive substance, but if you bombard it with alpha particle, then we will see that this is converting to nitrogen. Again the nitrogen is converting to carbon. So we are saying that these are the radioisotopes. Okay, and in today's days, these radioactivities isotopes are finding many applications from medical science to many places. Radioactive dating, carbon dating, medical science, many places these radioactivities are used. Okay, composition of nucleus. Okay, now we know that nucleus is composed of two particles, protons and neutron. Now protons are positively charged, so obviously they will repel each other, and the neutrons are neutral charged. Okay, and there is a force in the nucleus which is very stronger, much stronger than the repulsive force of the protons, and that is called the strong forces, that is the nuclear forces. So because of the help of the strong forces, the protons are found inside the nucleons are held together inside the very small region, that is the nucleus. Okay, now see, total number of nucleons is called the atomic mass number. So atomic mass number, that is the integral part of the atomic mass, is actually the number of nucleons, that is the number of protons and the number of neutrons. Suppose let us take a simple example of sodium. It has 11 proton and 12 neutron. So its atomic mass number will be 11 plus 12, that is 23. Okay, so this way we can find the. Now isotopes, you know very well what are isotopes. Isotopes are atoms of the same element which have same protons number, same electron number, but only the number of neutrons are different. Means these are the atoms of the same element which have different number of neutrons. Okay, for example, hydrogen, one isotope of hydrogen has 0 neutron, the other one has 1 neutron, and the other one has 2 neutron. Oxygen, one isotope has 8 neutron, the other has 9 neutron, and the other has 10 neutron. Okay, so because number of neutron is what? Number of neutron is actually mass number minus atomic number. If you subtract mass number from atomic number, you can get the number of neutrons. Okay, so this is all for today, and the remaining part we will complete in the next video. Okay students, have a nice day.